Hey guys, it's me Chandri, and so today's video I'll covering for Hanying Solacetune. She is basically the strength version of Hanying, and she is right now as a tank in physical element with the effect of True Slash. So in this overview, I will covering like usual about the positive and negative, pulling recommendation, best strength stopping point, talking about the build, explain about the kits and how to play in the simplified version, etc, etc. So yeah, let's get started. Now let's start with the positive of Hanying, which is first is that she will become part of the meta and including become the main DPS in physical team. So right now she will be outdamage the Bianca Stigmata itself. So yeah, if you're really looking forward for the main DPS in physical team, now aim for Hanying, not for Bianca Stigmata. Bianca Stigmata still work, but as a sub DPS in here. Second is that she also become a part of the meta in the True Slash. True Slash I will not discuss this time too much because this will be mostly for future stuff. If you confuse what is True Slash, I will just give you a little bit brief. It's basically the brand new effect, because before we already have Ignitions, right, and also the Disruption. Now we will have True Slash. Third, she will become the better version in tank compared to Rosetta. So if you wonder what is the upgrade compared to Rosetta itself, first, which is absolutely better damage, because Rosetta is Gen 1, Hanying is literally already above Gen 2, so it's already like the gap is pretty huge in terms of damage. Second is better debuff or threat and defense reduction that she gives to the enemy itself is already much better than Rosetta. Like if you compare like SS Hanying compared to Triple S Rosetta itself, SS Hanying already better. So yeah, the gap is already quite different in terms of like debuff too. Also, Hanying has time stop, that alone already huge difference. And lastly, if you have Triple S Hanying, basically Hanying can give reduce switch cooldown character, which Rosetta doesn't have. But yeah, that's Triple S. As for Hanying Negative, she doesn't really have much big issue. It's just like regarding gameplay, I want to say is that whenever you enter her first ultimate, when she put her hair down, sometimes you can mess up her rotation because you need to go with the specific order. If you messed up pressing a wrong button, sometimes you just lose the stack and then it kind of messed up your rotation and quite annoying. But that's basically it. And it just mostly matter of like adaptation. Once you're already kind of getting used to it, it's actually not that hard to adapt. And to answer some question, maybe some of you wonder, can Hanying do solo as a main DPS? Then my answer is that in general, she cannot solo. If you want to force, sure you can, but it will be awkward. You will lose a lot of DPS because in Hanying itself, she quite consumptive in terms of ping orb itself. So in the end, you mostly waste your time to accumulate orb, charging. So because of that, it's just better for you to do rotation. It's quite similar case like Lamia and Luna Oblivion. If you wonder like, yeah, sure, you can push as a solo, but it will awkward, you will lose DPS. So yeah, something like that. At the best of Hanying is that she can do 2 rotation, and after that she need to change. And maybe some of you still dilemma, should you pull for Hanying Solacetune or not? Then my answer is that it actually very depends. Then I can think right now there's 2 major typical player that can impactful from Hanying Solacetune, which is first is that if you're a competitive or meta player, then in general for sure you really need Hanying because she's pretty much upgrade in physical team and become the main DPS in physical team already. So if you're really chasing competitive, she basically necessary. Another type of player which is new player, because I assume new player mostly doesn't have a very wide range of team, right? And especially we haven't built any like physical team, that I think this is a good opportunity for you to pull for Hanying Solacetune, because she's not just work as a tank but also main DPS in here, so it's like 2 in 1. So if you're as a new player, it's quite beneficial though. So and Alisa is considered free, and for the other slot, if you don't have Bianca Stigmata, then you can just use another like any like type of attacker, or even you just want to put Rosetta and double tank, it's also still pretty much still okay. But of course, I still have my pull recommendation in here to help some people, which is first that I already mentioned is that if you're a competitive and meta player, then I really recommend for you to pull. Second, if you really need tank and including a main DPS in physical team, maybe you're still looking, you still kind of like want to fill your physical team, then yeah, Hanying will be one of the best option in here for you to choose, because it's basically 2 in 1. Another thing is that if you want a Rosetta upgrade, then yeah, you can consider to pull for Hanying, especially if you're Rosetta only S rank, then getting S rank Hanying will be pretty much upgrade too. And then lastly, of course, if you like the character and gameplay, especially maybe you really like Yor from Spy Family, she looks like kind of Yor. I don't know, I just feel like Hanying have Yor energy in like this frame. So maybe if you like the character gameplay, feel free to pull for her. And the next part regarding the best rank stopping point for Hanying, Basically, the answer is that just another typical like Gen 2 and above character. The best rank stopping point for Hanying, it will be SS. This is where she will get like improvement of damage quite significant, which is good. Also like improvement in quality of life because she will get more orb, she will get the bar increase faster, and it just make whole rotation feel a lot nicer and smoother. Also will get benefit from S5 that the QT will be kinda trigger whenever you activate your signature. That's also nice too. Another thing is that the physical reduction to the enemy will increase by 20%, so that's also nice thing. So yeah, in general, SS rank is the best stopping point. However, if you maybe spender that you think you can still go to SSG, and this is where I can say SSG Hanying also is another good stopping point, but again, it's only for spender. Just because in here you will get more orbs, so in general, it can change your build from Cory into Patton, especially if you're Harmonize, you can change to 4-piece Patton. Another thing, of course, it will give you even more damage. And lastly is that your QTE, physical resistance reduction to the enemy, it will increase by 5%. And this is benefit from whole team itself. So this is basically as good as Watanabe epitaph itself, but the things that if I want to rank, I think Karina is absolute number one, but I will just exclude just because her kit is not complete without SSG. But after that, the best one is Watanabe epitaph, and after that is Hanying. That's why if you want to consider for SSG, Hanying is pretty much one of the best. But take notes again, that's only for spender. And lastly, if you that you want to go to triple S, and also I think here where Hanying also have a good value as a triple S character, it's basically again same like Watanabe epitaph. Just because in here you will get improvement in terms of your damage by a lot. Another thing is that your physical resistance reduction from KT will increase by another 10%, and that's also affecting the whole team, so that actually the buff basically for one whole team, which is very good, and also reduce swap cooldown by 3 seconds. So this is basically again as good as Watanabe epitaph. It's just like Watanabe epitaph is more versatile, but other than that, Hanying will be the next one. That's why I will say that if you maybe you can consider it for triple S. As for the pool priority, should you prioritize SSG, signature weapon, or the cup? Then my answer is that prioritize first is signature weapon, just because the weapon is just too good. It improves your damage in general. Also your physical defense reduction to the enemy will increase by another 20%. That's also really good. And also will improve your quality of life. Your rotation become a lot more smoother, so that's actually really nice. And also don't forget, with signature weapon you can harmonize. That alone already like quite good advantage compared you get like SSG or even the cup. And after that, it just really depends on you, depends on how many BC you have. If you have a lot of BC, then I recommend to go for SSG. But yeah, if you feel like you don't have so much BC, then just go with the cup itself. In the end, just prioritize the weapon first. SSG and the cup is just pretty much complementary if you have BC. It's only if you feel like you still want to spend more BC. Another question, do you really need her signature weapon? Then the answer is not really. It just gives you more damage in general, because the one that I want to highlight is that the physical defense reduction to the enemy increased by 20%. That's the one actually really good. And also the rotation is a little bit smoother, but in the end of the day, it's not really that super necessary that make it unplayable. It's not like Chusukra is more impactful. She is just, if you get, it's really good, but if you don't get, it's also fine. So lastly, as for team, just reminder, the meta team for Hanying, it will be Alisa, Bianca Stigmata, and Hanying Solacetune. And now let's talk about the kit and how to play Hanying Solacetune. As usual, if you want more complex gameplay about her, the optimal rotation, then you always can rely to the more dedicated guide, let's say like Spider2B or even Rexland. In here, I only cover about the general stuff. So as usual in here, you can take a look all the basic attack in here. And the next part regarding the ping orb. So for the Hanying itself, on the base form, she only has 2 ping, which is the yellow orb and the red orb. So whenever you press any yellow or red orb, it will consume the white orb above. So it doesn't mean this both yellow and red orb is infinite amount. No, it just actually works just the same like traditional ping orb. It just like unified by this white orb above. So it's actually pretty good though. So it will avoid all the RNG order from what colors will come next. Also, hanging on this base form, you can actually hold basic attack, so she will perform kind of such of performance and have some like butterfly will attack. Basically, this is will be rarely we'll use. This is mostly we only want to use for fun, so yeah, nothing really particular. And the next thing I will explain, which is bar in the middle. So the bar in the middle actually very important for her next form or when she enter the first ultimate. So whenever you do any basic attack, even holding the basic attack, do any ping orb, you will accumulate this bar. Furthermore, regarding the combo, actually the yellow and red orb, they actually have combo in here. For the red orb combo, we need to ping 6 red orb, and after that you will see there's a green orb pop out. Yes, press that, and usually if you already have the right build, the first ultimate already available. For the yellow orb, it's actually a lot more simple. You can just simply tap 2 times of yellow orb and suddenly the green orb will be pop out. Yes, you can press that afterwards. And maybe some of you confused what the difference between yellow orb combo and the red orb combo. So the main difference is the accumulation from the bar itself. The red orb is more than yellow orb. So yeah, sure, the yellow orb can shorten your rotation, but for the later rotation, it will require for you to ping more orb compared to the red orb combo itself. So yeah, in very short, I can say the main difference is that if you want faster rotation but more consumptive in terms of your total orb, then yeah, going for yellow orb. Usually this is good for PPC, but if you want to do a longer battle or longer run, then we want to use the red orb combo just because it can save you more orbs in here. So let's say you're in the war zone. So yeah, after you perform any red or yellow orb combo and you see the first signature available, just press that. So in here you can do couple of stuff. First, you can just keep pinging the blue orb in here. Of course, it will consume your orb itself, so it's not infinite amount, so be careful with your pinging your blue orb. And pinging the blue orb, it also will give you energy and get the bar in the middle. So yeah, if you have some of the scuff rotation, you can utilize here to get more energy or even get more stack. Another thing, so if you have this full bar in the middle, you can actually just tap signature move 3 times in here. And ideally, we want it to be ready to have also ultimate in here, so we can even hold the signature and then we can just end the rotation in here. Another thing, on his first ultimate form, you can actually perform the true slash combo, and yeah, this is mostly for true slash content. For the true slash combo itself, you just need to tap the signature in here. Of course, it will consume the stack in the middle, and then tap the blue orb and press basic attack, and just keep repeat like that. That's the combo of the true slash. And of course, whenever you trigger QT from Hanying, she will give the physical defense reduction to the enemy and physical resistance reduction to the enemy. So yeah, that's pretty much all about Hanying kit. And now I'll talk how to play her in the simplified version. For the red orb combo, the simplified version will be whenever you enter the battle, you can just tap 6 red orb, 1 green orb. Afterward, just very depends on your situation. If your bar is not full or your nature is not ready yet, you can decide to do basic attack or just keep pinging the red orb until your bar is full or and the signature ready. After that, you can just tap the signature move to enter the first ultimate. If you feel you still lack of energy, you can start first by pinging the blue orb. And after that, you can just tap signature move 3 times, and after that, hold the signature move to end the rotation. So the ideal and the smoothest red orb combo in simplified version, it will be tap 6 red orb, 1 green orb, tap signature move, tap signature move 3 times and hold signature move. For the yellow orb combo, the simplified version will be whenever you enter the battle, just tap 2 times yellow orb, 1 green orb, and after that you can just tap signature move. Afterward, when you move to the first ultimate, you can just 2 times tripping blue orb, press 3 times signature move, and afterward end with holding signature move. For the true slash combo in the simplified version, pretty much you can just tap 6 red orb, 1 green orb, and tap signature move to move in the first ultimate. After that, you can just tap signature, press blue orb, and after that press basic, and just keep repeating that until your energy is full and just end with the hold signature. And a little bit notes in here, if you don't have the signature weapon, it's actually fine for you to end your first ultimate rotation with just like only 2 stack. You can just hold signature move in here, it doesn't matter, you don't need to get the full stack in here. So yeah, that's a little bit overview about the Hanying Solacetune kit. And now let's talk about the build for Hanying Solacetune. So if you have SS rank and below, regardless you have weapon or not, then the set will be 4 piece of Chang, Wuzi, and then 2 piece of Kori. And if you want to harmonize, it will be also another 2 piece of Kori. So in general, it will be like 4 piece of Chang, Wuzi, and 4 piece of Kori. As for the resonance, for the top row, it will be attack and crit. And for the bottom row will be core passive. If you have SSG or above, or at least you have SS with the weapon resonance of deadline timing, then you can go with 4 piece of Chang, Wuzi, and then also 2 piece of baton. And if you harmonize, it will be another like 2 piece of baton. So in general, it will become 4 piece of Chang, Wuzi, and after that 4 piece of button. As for the resonance, still the same. For the top row will be attack, for the bottom row will be core passive. And last build, this is only for alternative. This one mostly if you want to use Hanying as a tank mainly, and this is will become 4 piece of Chang, Wuzi, and after that 2 piece of Catherine. And if you want to harmonize, it will become another 2 piece of Darwin. As for the memory resonance, still pretty much the same. Top row will be attack and crit, for bottom row will be core passive. As for hypertune, as usual, because Hanying is a physical, then we want the fully hypertune both of top and bottom row. As for the weapon resonance, the priority will be the polymerization collapse. However, if you play mostly for the long run, let's say like Warzone, then the priority will be for deadline timing, but both of them will be actually top 2 priority. So yeah, that's pretty much it regarding Hanying Solacetune overview. So overall, Hanying pretty much give you upgrade in the physical team, like basically much better version from Rosetta. Regarding like should you get or not, it just very depends on your priority. I already told you this one very impactful mostly for meta player and competitive player, because also like brand new player that still start want to build, especially if you aim for like physical team, then getting Hanying Solacetune is pretty much quite impactful. Otherwise, if you maybe like mid game player that still prioritize other element, then yeah, you still can have option for you to skip Hanying Solacetune. So yeah, pretty much it's it. If you like this video, feel free to hit the button, like, and also next time. Bye bye.